Okay, yeah. Also, if you hear any like movement around or anything, like I have 2 cats that are living in the room with me and a roommate. So yeah. Oh my god, dude, I thought I just saw a ghost, but it's just your Jewel.
So fun.
This is Kona and
We're
Michaela.
the roommates.
There's another one, but I think she's sleeping. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First thing, as you can tell, I'm in a new setting, I guess you could call it. Basically, I moved houses, so yay. So as you can guess, as I moved, I got a new house, and with that came new ghosts. But this time I didn't bring them. They were already here. It's not my fault, okay? So I'm not gonna go into any details just out of respect, but the previous owner had died in this house. Obviously the house has some history with that. So I'm renting from someone I know. So this is her house, and they moved in a few years back, and basically things have like small things have been going on like ever since they moved in. It like started off really quickly, like practically right as they moved in. So before they even moved in, I guess all the neighbors used to call the house like the haunted house, because it was vacant for like some personal reasons, and sat on the market and stuff for a little bit. When it was vacant, the neighbors said that random lights would just like turn on just randomly, and obviously no one's living here. I'm not gonna go into detail, but like there weren't any people in the house at all. So like, yeah, it's already known as the haunted house. So, and then almost like immediately after they moved in, the master bedroom has this freaking gorgeous bathroom, and this like bathtub that looks brand new and like almost like it had just been replaced or something. But they said that the faucet was just like randomly on one day for no reason. And like that's basically like was the intro to them moving in. And this is just like a weird thing, but I kind of feel like it's relevant. So there's like a crawl space in the room I'm renting, and in this crawl space, it's basically, it's not even like, it doesn't even have a floor. It's like dirt piles, like really uneven, really small. It's not really something you would use for like storage or like go in or anything like that. But in the crawl space, there is this like Christmas ornament that was just left there, which
big,
like
giant candy cane.
Yeah, it's it's just a huge freaking candy cane, like tucked way down to the left, like way down. And it's like just really random. Like why would that even be there? I don't know, because like I don't know, it's hard to explain. I personally wouldn't store anything in there. And so I have a theory that the lady really likes Christmas, because one day they were like pulling out Christmas decorations and putting them in like one of the living rooms, and they came upstairs, and the fireplace in the living room next to the Christmas decorations was on. And it's like, okay, that's weird enough, because like how did it turn on? But the weirder part is that like they've been having electrical issues with that fireplace, and like haven't really been able to turn it on. So for like 8 months this fireplace didn't work, and then all of a sudden it's just on, and like no one was even up there. So I think that she likes Christmas. That's my theory. And then there was another time where the owner of the house and my little brother were here, and they were walking through the living room, and they had this huge entertainment center. Like they've had it in a different house, they never had issues with it, very stable, very cute, you know. And they were walking past it and through this huge living room, and the second they go to walk past it, the entertainment center just like falls on them and like hits them. Just weird timing, okay? I should say, a lot of these things are gonna sound like really small. It's like when you add them all up, okay? Okay. One day they had friends over for Thanksgiving, and her husband had to work.
Kona! Stop!
Girl!
Let go.
And her husband had to work, so he wasn't home for any of the Thanksgiving celebration? Dinner? And they're just eating, having a good time, you know. And one of the little girls of the family friend just said, hey, why isn't like your husband gonna come eat dinner with us? And she was like, oh honey, like my husband's not here tonight, like he had to work, so you know he couldn't come, blah blah blah. And she's like, no, I just saw him. And they were like, you what? She was like, yeah, I just saw him like walk into the master bedroom right there. And she described in detail like his outfit he was wearing, like a ball cap, like a black outfit, and like just walked into the room. And they're like, did someone like break in? And there's no one over there. No one had broken in. No one's in the house. There's no one fitting that description. But she saw a man walk into the room. And what's interesting about that is because obviously, as I had mentioned, the previous owner was a woman. Her husband is still alive.
No, he died.
When did he die? It could have been him, for all we know. Wow, this changes everything. Oh my god. Something else. So when I first moved in, she was like, oh, by the way, if you hear walking upstairs, like it's just the ghost. And I thought she meant like in like the living room or something, you know? So I just like kind of laughed it off. And basically every single night when I sleep, I hear heavy walking across the room above me, which is the master bedroom. And so I just assumed it's the owner, you know, that I rent from. I thought it was her because that's her room. I thought, you know, maybe she has to pee in the middle of the night or something. I don't know. But it's like 2 to 3 times a night. Like it's a lot. It's very often. And it's like late at night, like 2 in the morning. And so one day, like, I mentioned it to her and she was like, oh no, I don't get up in the middle of the night. Like if I do, it's very rare and it's not more than once a night. And I'm like, and I was like, is it your husband? And he doesn't get out of bed either until like he needs to go to work. And so I'm like, oh my god, like I'm literally hearing heavy walking in the master bedroom when they're both asleep. I don't know how they don't hear it. Oh my god, this one was like interesting because we could write it off, but I just think I would like to mention it and let you guys tell me what you think. So basically, the day I was moving all my stuff in, I had a few of my friends over helping me out. We had put everything into the room and then we were upstairs just chatting with the lady I'm renting from, and my friend just kind of like looks over and is like, oh my god. And we're like, what? And we look and the master bedroom door was just like slowly opening. And the lady was like, oh my god, Haley, you brought your ghost with you, because I had like made jokes to her before about like my ghost, and I was like, oh my gosh. And so we were like, maybe someone had walked into the room or something and we just like didn't notice. So you guys tell me down below if you think it was just someone walking in, but like there's so much stuff like centered around the master bedroom that I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it had to be included. I think it was like one of my first 3 nights living here, and I got woken up in the middle of the night to the fire alarm going off. And it's, first of all, it was super weird because did you know there's such thing as a smart fire alarm? It speaks to you. She was like, fire, get out of the house. And so I'm like, what the hell? And it's just like loud as hell, like screaming through the house. So whatever, I get out of my bed and I go all the way upstairs. And as I'm going upstairs, they come out of their room and we meet up in the living room, and right as we all meet up together, it just turns itself off. The fire alarm turns off. And so I was like, is there a fire? Like what's going on? And we searched the whole house. I searched my room before I went up. We searched everything. There was no smoke, fire, anything that would have set off the fire alarm. So I have no idea why it would have gone off. And like I said, they've lived here for a few years before I moved in. So, and they said that that fire alarm has never turned itself on before. So they've never had that happen. So I just thought that, again, super odd. And then a few nights after that, I get woken up to this loud noise, which I have a video of it, so I'll include it here. That woke me up and was freaking out the cats, and I didn't know what it was, so I went and I like explored the room, and it was coming from the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom and I realized it was coming from the other side of the bathroom wall. Well, on the other side of the bathroom wall is like this storage room, and if there's a door in the storage room and you go in there, and it's like a boiler room, and basically the noise was coming from in there, and it was like something having to do with the septic tank. So they had to call someone out to come the next day, and when the guy came out, apparently the septic tank has this alarm that goes off when there's like, when it's full or something like that. And so that alarm is what I was hearing. But the weird part is there was nothing wrong with the septic tank. It wasn't full, it wasn't whatever. There's no reason that it should have been triggered. So they just like were like, so the guys just said, I I guess that maybe this part is broken, so they replaced the part, but they like had no idea why that would have gone off because there was no reason to. And another place that I kind of feel like there's a lot of stuff centered around is like the kitchen. So I have been up multiple times where I'm like, it's late at night and I'm just like washing the dishes, and there's like 3 different entrances. Yeah, 3 different entrances to get into the kitchen, and your back faces all of them while you're washing the dishes, which kind of sucks, but whatever. And there was this one specific time, it was like the first time it's happened to me, where I like heard like soft footsteps coming up to the kitchen and then like stop. And I was like, oh, maybe it's like her husband, because she doesn't really, like, she kind of stomps. But I was like, maybe it's her husband because he walks kind of softer. And I like look and there's no one in the kitchen, and I like peek my head around and there's like no one in the living room, the hallway, anything. And it's pitch black dark, and I'm like, is there no one here? And so like multiple times I've heard that, just like footsteps walking up to the kitchen, or like I feel like someone's watching me all of a sudden, like random stuff like that. And it's like, I want to preface this house does not have any negative energy. It's like really, really positive vibes. Everything's like really light, really airy. Like I am not scared of this house at all. It's just like weird little things like that where I'm like, what in the world? Like, why do I feel like someone's like watching me like right behind my back? But like not in a scary way, you know? And then around the time of like the septic tank thing, my roommate was in San Diego and she went and saw a psychic, and the psychic like told her all sorts of stuff, and she said it was like really accurate, like scary accurate stuff, and like she didn't even ask any questions or anything, like she just knew it. And she said that the psychic also randomly told her that like she can like really feel like energies around her and presences and stuff like that, but that she thinks there are 3 spirits in the house. And so I'm thinking maybe the previous owner, her husband, I don't know what the third one is. I don't know. You guys you tell me what you think.